Hello guys, this is Prometheus bushcraft. Today I want to show you a very special knife. This is the Mali Comrade. This knife at first look may seem a traditional folding knife because it's as you can see, it's a slip joint. That's how you can operate it. But before you start to say that it's an old style knife, you should remember that the steel is this D2, this German 12379 Krupp steel, and the scales are G10. Look how the color is made. It's a beautiful G10. It's very tough steel liners it has, and a deep carry pocket clip as well. So it's good for EDC, good for bushcraft, good for every scenario. But it's a legal knife, because if you go to Germany, for example, according to the weapons law, according to the 42nd A article, you can carry a knife only which is a slip joint and only which can be opened with two hands. So this knife is an excellent knife if you live in such areas. I think that the Bulgarians made specifically for the German market, but if you live in America or in other countries, you will like the traditional style of this knife. A few words about its form. As you can see, it's actually a traditional Bulgarian Balkan form knife. Resembles to the ancient Balkan peasant knives. You know, back in the Turkish occupation years, back in the 18th century, the people, they were not allowed to carry weapons. They were allowed only to carry such slip joint knives to do some work and to defend themselves. And this blade form will do both tasks. You can use it for fishing, hunting, and also in the kitchen as well. Full felt grind blade cuts excellently. There's a small finger guard, so if you really need, you can also use it for tactical purposes as well, especially if you hold it like this. You can do some reverse cuts. See? So it's a very capable, it's an excellent knife to be honest with you, based on a traditional Balkan Bulgarian form. And just one more thing. If you look closely, it says that Bulgaria made Comrade. You should remember that if you take a look at the international knife market, you will find Chinese knives, Americans, Taiwanese, Italians. But today, unfortunately, in this competing world order, only a few Europeans make knives like this. Of course, you know the Swiss Army knife, which is an excellent knife, and I've shown you that before, and some Hungarian folders as well. But keep in mind that this Bulgarian Manly company is one of the last European knife maker company. I call this as the last beacon of European craftsmanship. And let's see how it cuts. It's a full felt grind blade, so it should be cutting excellently. And D2 steels holds a great edge. Let's see. Let's try. Look at this. Can you see it? So before you judge at first look, please consider that despite its some of its limits, that is a slip joint knife, it's an excellent knife. It functions like almost like a fixed blade. Look at this. This Balkan peasant knife is an excellent knife. Highly recommend it. It's also available in CPM 150 for USA steel. If you want, you can also buy it, and also different G10 scales are available. But it's in D2. And also keep in mind that this part it's a slip joint knife. It's a 4-stop locking mechanism. 4-stop slip joint locking mechanism it has. You see? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can also do it like this. Let's see a quick test. This branch is thicker than a finger, so let's see how it performs. I try to split this. See that bite? Look at this. Look how it cut that wood. Of course, this wood is partly green, but I can show you also dry wood. Like this. This is completely dry. This flat grind blade performs excellently. This cryogenic heat treatment by the Bulgarians makes a very tough and excellent performer. It's like the Mali Patriot fixed blade knife. As you can see, it looks like the smaller brother of the Patriot. I also like the names of these knives. This is Patriot, which means that it protects the borders of the Balkan and Europe. And this is the Comrade, which is your friend, which takes you everywhere in the average day. So yeah, these two knives, they are very good knives. Just one more demonstration how good this Mali Bulgaria made Comrade is. So let's test. Detailed work. If you watch closely, once again, this is a slip joint knife. It has no lock system, but I push the blade and nothing happens. I hope you can see this feature, which proves that its slip joint is very strong. What I really like about this knife, that despite that it's a slip joint, it is pushed to the limits, because it's very strong and extremely comfortable. This G10 case is very rough, but not too rough to tear your pants when you are wearing it. And I'm very amazed by this knife. Look at this. I can guarantee you it's I will not get any bonus from the Mali company. I have nothing to do with them. I am an independent bushcrafter, like an average man. But this outperforms my expectations. Look at this. If you have a good fixed-blade knife and you need a folder or a slip joint knife, well, I think this is one of the best options, because it's very cheap as well, for about, I don't know, 50 euros, or I don't know for how much you can buy it, but it was cheap. It was cheap here. One final thought to this Mali Comrade. This is Bulgaria, as you can see, and this is where the Comrade is made, this knife. And as I mentioned, this folding knife has a traditional Balkanese form, and from this region it has evolved throughout the centuries. You have to keep in mind that Bulgaria was protecting the borders of Europe against Turkish invasion, and Bulgaria is even today the border of Europe, we can say. On the far east there is Russia, and there is Turkey, there is the Mediterranean Sea. So Bulgaria is one of the last bastions of Europe today, even today. And the story of Bulgaria really shows that this area was the area where the civilizations clashed. The Muslim, the Orthodox, and the Western Latin civilization clashed. So this knife was born in this geopolitical fractured line between Asia and Europe, if you see. And also it's very important to remember that this is a European made knife, made in one of the last bastions of Europe. Today it's a good thing, because Europeans, they are losing ground at the markets. There are much more Chinese and American knives on the market, and the Bulgarians, they should be really proud that with this knife they symbolize their civilizational role in the region. Of course, there is another very quality made European knife, this Victorinox. Many say that, well, it's probably not the strongest knife, because it's also a slip joint, and the steel is not so hard, but this knife was proven. This knife was proven throughout the years, and the scales, they are from Celidor, and the Celidor, many say that Celidor is not it's not the best quality. It's not like G10 and so on, but as you can see, this knife is about 2 years old now, and yeah, it has some scratches, but still it's quite a durable material, and it's recycled. I think this is a feature which Europe should be proud of, that it can make excellent materials even today, like this Celidor also shows. So these two knives, they are an excellent prime example of European craftsmanship. Bulgarian made Comrade and Victorinox, this Victorinox Swiss Army knife. And if you ask me which knife a man has to choose, I say that a man has to choose Mali. Thank you for watching.